There are countless terms to learn and understand in project management. Some are essential to know, and waterfall, well, this is a crucial one. But you likely know this already, hence why you are here. So in today's video, I am going to be breaking down all you need to know to help you truly understand waterfall. We'll be covering exactly what it is, the benefits of using it, and also the drawbacks of using it too, how it differs and compares to other project management methodologies, what projects it is best suited for and also least suited for, and perhaps most importantly of all, whether or not you should use it for your projects. So let's begin by understanding what waterfall is. Imagine you are building a house. You start with the blueprint, lay the foundation, then construct the frame. And only after all these steps are complete do you begin to add the walls and the roof. This process is methodical, sequential, and every stage depends on the completion of the one before it. This is the essence of the waterfall methodology, a structured, step-by-step approach where each phase cascades into the next, just like a waterfall. So in other words, waterfall is a project management methodology where tasks are completed sequentially, with each phase depending on the completion of the previous one, ensuring a clear, organised progression. So what are the benefits of running projects through this methodology? Firstly, there is a clear structure. Each phase of the project has specific deliverables and a review process, making the project easier to understand and manage. Secondly, projects are easier to budget. With defined stages, budgeting becomes much more predictable. There is enhanced accountability. Clear documentation and role definitions enhance responsibility and tracking. Waterfall also requires the development of thorough documentation, which is helpful for training and also reference too. And lastly, due to the sequential completion, scope creep is minimised due to the rigid structure of the process. So what projects is the waterfall methodology best suited for? Well, any project with fixed requirements, where the scope is well defined and unlikely to change, short-term projects that require a quick turnover and have predictable steps, and projects that operate in regulated environments. So for instance, industries like construction and manufacturing, where strict compliance and sequential steps are necessary. So those are the benefits. What about the drawbacks? Firstly, waterfall is somewhat inflexible. Changes are difficult and costly once the project begins due to the rigid structure. There is a delay in testing, as testing only occurs after completion, and this can all lead to the discovery of issues late into the timeline. There is the risk of inaccuracy, so early stage requirements need to be very accurate, and hence mistakes can derail the entire project. Minimal client interaction during the process can lead to potential dissatisfaction with the final product and a limit on client feedback in general. There are resource inefficiencies. Delays in one phase can cause idle resources waiting for their project stage to begin. And lastly, waterfall is just not ideal for longer projects. The longer the project, the higher the chance requirements will change, making waterfall less suitable. So just on that, waterfall is least suited to projects with evolving requirements. So startups developing new technology products often face rapid market changes and customer feedback, necessitating frequent adjustments that waterfall just cannot accommodate. Any long-term complex projects are not ideal for waterfall. So large-scale software development projects, like creating a new operating system, These typically involve numerous interconnected components that evolve over time, making early stage planning inadequate. And lastly, highly innovative projects. Research and development in fields like biotechnology, where outcomes are uncertain and continuous experimentation and adaptation are required, they just do not fit well with Waterfall's sequential nature. So, should you use the Waterfall project management methodology on your projects? Firstly, you need to assess your project's stability. Consider Waterfall if your project has stable requirements that are unlikely to change once defined. Next, evaluate your needs for planning. Use Waterfall if you require detailed upfront planning and clear sequential execution stages. Understand the documentation importance. You may want to opt for Waterfall if comprehensive documentation is crucial for your project's success and compliance. Check your flexibility requirements. Waterfall might not be suitable if your project needs frequent adjustments or iterative testing throughout its lifecycle. Review approval processes. So Waterfall can be beneficial if your project environment demands formal approvals and checkpoints before moving to subsequent phases. Predict project changes. So if your project scope and requirements are fixed, Waterfall can offer a straightforward, predictable path. And lastly, consider your budget constraints. Choose Waterfall to better align with fixed budgets, as its structured phase makes financial planning more manageable. So I've pulled together a couple of good examples of where using Waterfall would be a good idea. So it's ideal for construction projects or hardware manufacturing projects where requirements are fixed and clear, and adherence to a sequential plan is crucial for compliance and safety. That being said, and as I've kind of touched upon during this video already, Waterfall isn't generally a good idea for software development or innovative tech projects where requirements can change rapidly due to evolving technology, market demands, customer feedback, etc. So what are some alternatives to Waterfall? So by this point of the video, you may have decided to leverage Waterfall, or you may have decided that it's not right for your projects. Well, these are essentially the other methodologies you may want to look into. There will be videos on this channel just like this which explain exactly what each and every one of these are, but these are the ones that you may need to research further and may be more applicable to your project. So the main ones are Agile, Scrum, Kanban, and there's also Lean and Six Sigma among others too. So are there any other important points to consider? Well, there are. Firstly, consider milestone clarity. So Waterfall provides clear milestones and deadlines which can help in setting realistic client expectations and aligning team objectives. That may be something that you require. Also, the risk management piece. So early detection of potential project risks is more challenging with Waterfall as testing and feedback occur at later stages. So just bear that in mind. On higher risk projects, it may not be suitable. Think about change management. So implementing changes requires revisiting and possibly redoing earlier stages, often leading to increased cost and delays. So bear that in mind as well. And then lastly, team skills. So effective use of Waterfall depends heavily on the team's ability to forecast needs and define precise requirements from the start. So that is the Waterfall project management methodology. If you have any questions, comments, or feedback, drop them down below and I'll get back to you. And with all that said, best of luck on your projects. And if you do decide to run with Waterfall, over to you, and I hope you have an excellent day.